Welcome to this TIPCHECK tool tutorial. In this video, I guide you through how you export Excel from the TIPCHECK tool with your project and import all the components of this project to the TIPCHECK calculator using this Excel. So let's start. First, at the home page of our TIPCHECK tool, you see there are quite some tutorial projects here. I'm using now this TIPCHECK tool tutorial here. I click on Actions and I find in the pull-down menu, Export to Excel. You click on this and it exports all components with all the data to an Excel file. You need to find a good location on your laptop where to save this. And that's already all you need to know about how to export Excel from your TIPCHECK tool. Let's now switch to the TIPCHECK calculator. Starting it in English, and I'll move it a bit to the center. You find on the top left first project and then the command import components. So this is exactly what we want to do. So we want to import the Excel, which we just exported from the tool. The first button says import Excel list. You click here, you go to the folder where you saved the Excel before, and you import this to the TIPCHECK calculator. The green buttons give you two choices. First, you can import just from the list one component only, for example, or you can import all components. This is what I'm going to do now by clicking on this third button in this menu. What we see now here is that the pipe 1 is already there with all the data you inserted in the TIPCHECK tool during your TIPCHECK. The selected energy class is also here. All you need to do is you need to check what kind, or you design your specific installation solution you want to propose to your client. For this, let's say we take a pipe section, so we don't need a support structure. That is by default. We take the standard default F value and we go into our database and we check for this temperature for a mineral wool pipe section. So let's take this one. And now we can already calculate, but we also want to decide what kind of cladding are we going to use. You see there's a default input at 0.44 just to have a value here. But of course, we want to decide this professionally, and we say we take an aluminium oxidized for our calculation. And that was all I had to do. And now I click on calculate and I open the TIPCHECK table. And we see if I'm using this insulation with 178 millimeters, I'm very close at the class C. Of course, we all know that nobody is going to install a mineral wool pipe section of 178 millimeters. So one last step I have to do. I click on specified, I click on 180 and calculate, and the job is done. And like this, I would continue. I can always control where I am. So should be even a bit easier. 156.6, 158.46 was the limit for the class C. So with this, I found a very good solution. And then I can just continue and do the next component in the same way that I designed the insulation solution, including the cladding. Most likely I won't get exactly a value in millimeters for the insulation material like it is available in the market. So I have to adjust in this last step to specify thickness and a commercial insulation thickness to make it work. And this goes rather quick. If you have any questions how to work with this Excel table and you have good ideas, then please don't hesitate to come back to us. And I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching.